AfricaUSARadio.com, home of African gospel. Ekaya Beats.
Welcome to Africa USA Radio. This is Reverend Q at the Drive Home Show, happening here every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We thank you for listening. We thank you for watching our videos on YouTube and all other social media. And we always, we always do these wonderful things for you, bringing some very, very important people to you to learn more about their craft, to learn more about what they are doing. And today we are so blessed and we are so favored to have one of the living legends, Lorraine Klassen. She's not alone today, though. She's with producer, my old friend, MONGEZI NTAKA. Welcome, you guys. How you doing?
We're doing very well. How about you?
We're
doing well.
I'm doing good. It's an honor.
It's a rainy day here, but we're doing well.
Wow, it's raining. You're in Ontario, right?
Yeah.
You're in Ontario right now, Miss Lorraine?
No, I'm in Montreal now. I was in Ontario a couple of hours ago. I crossed over the border. Now I'm in Montreal. I'm in Quebec now.
Look at that, listeners. You're not just meeting just ordinary people. You are meeting real people. But to start off, to kick off this interview, Miss Lorraine, to you, how was it to grow up and be raised in an environment, geek, I can put it, entertainment environment?
I think it was a wonderful gift. It was a wonderful introduction to the life that I'm living right now. Because I knew when I was a little girl, I used to say, when I grow up, I'm going to be just like my mother. I'm going to sing and dance and travel all over the world. So I am really living my dream.
Wow. And I think you push it a little bit further because you even relocated at a very young age.
Yes, I left South Africa with a musical. Don't forget those days in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, culture when it comes to theater was very healthy. So I left with a musical group similar to Ipintombi, but mine was called Sola Sola.
Sola Sola.
Sola Sola. And my mom played my mom in this musical. So it was a wonderful way to see Europe, to travel out of South Africa, but having my mom right next to me. It was a wonderful protection too.
So you are a singer and you are an actor. Which balancing it, which one you think you blossom well into?
Well, first of all, like I said, in South Africa, culture is different. You have to be a singer, you have to be a dancer, you have to be an actress. So all those qualities, I was able to embody them. But when I was younger, they used to call me the Tina Turner of Africa because I was a very good dancer. Wow. But now I'm at the point where I'd like to think I'm going to be a good singer like my mother. Wow. We kind of changed the course. So I'm a singer and a dancer, but now MONGEZI took me to another way. He says, "Hi, Queen, you've done a lot of that now. Keep on my high heels. So we can, we can let people hear you sing now. They know you can dance."
Speaking about Sir MONGEZI, he's a very talented guy. Welcome, MONGEZI. How are you doing? Greet my people over here.
Hello, everybody. I'm doing very well, and it's a pleasure to be on your show. I appreciate you bringing us on. And working with Lorraine has been one of those changing experiences for as a producer, writer, and a musician, because I'm able to express what I, as a musician, cannot do. I don't sing. I'm not a singer. I write music. I play guitar. I arrange. So some of my music comes through Lorraine. So that's the beauty of it all. To be able.
I met you through my friend. What you call? Who's this guy?
Jimmy Ngwan.
I met you through Jimmy Ngwan, and we did a show, and man, it was exciting. I was happy to meet you. This guy, guys, if you don't know him, he's a genius. He's a genius in entertainment and music. He made hard music look simple. It makes great things look very simple, and we are so glad to have you. You are really a thing. So, and then you join forces with Lorraine. I knew you were a producer. I knew you were doing all this, but I didn't know that you are also into movies or whatever you call them. The project like you are doing, which we are going to embark on in a little bit.
Yeah, because the beauty of the African culture is that it's very cinematic. It has cinema behind it. And sometimes as artists coming from South Africa and other parts of Africa, we don't exploit it very well. And so we decided that from now onwards, we're going to focus on telling the stories of our people, writing songs that have background, that have images, that can highlight life in South Africa without the embellishment of technology. So most of the music that we're working on right now is based on promoting our culture, our people, the visuals that you see in its natural state. Though we want it, that's why we went to the rural areas and all that. We want to promote in its natural state before it can be embellished and all dressed up and all that.
That is a vision of Africa USA Unity events, Africa USA Radio. We're trying to promote culture, African culture, mostly because we are all in South Africa, mostly South African culture into the United States. Do you have how can we break through? I mean, we've got the Sarafina came through and other project came through, but I don't feel like we've breakthrough enough, like America would have to accept us like we accept them in South Africa. What do you think? Where's the hold up?
I think it's through the artists like Lorraine, and there's so many that are now proud, because the thing is that when you look at American art, when it comes to South Africa, it's presented in its purest form as American art, so there's no compromises. Okay. Now, when African artists come over here or are singing, we try to bring in other people's culture, and so in that process, we are missing out. So for somebody who's into the arts, they can see the weaknesses in that. So the breakthrough you're talking about only comes in through what you call being totally organic, totally pure, and reaching out to the audiences. Because not everybody in America or in Europe or in South America will be interested in African culture, but there are audiences here in this country. So I think the breakthrough comes in through knowing the parts of the United States that are more willing and interested in embracing African culture. Not everywhere, you're going to break through,
Talking about that, Lorraine, what are the challenges or the progress that you have internationally? Because I mean, doing your own culture. I know you do also jazz. The jazz is almost international. But other than that, how difficult it was to break through, like in Canada, in London, and what were the strong points for you?
Yeah, I think what has worked for me is staying true to my roots, because there was nobody else that was doing what I am doing. I was not in competition with anybody else. I was unique, and I continued to be unique. But I think perseverance and persistency and stay true to your art is for me what made it work. Because otherwise, if I'm like a yo-yo, one day I'm a jazz singer, next day I'm this, next day I'm R&B, you're all over the place. You don't have an identity. So I think for me, what has helped was that I stayed true to my culture. And also I took the initiative to promote my music, meaning I invested in myself. I used to rent a theater. I paid the musicians. I paid the technicians. I paid the sound engineer. I paid everybody because I wanted people to come and see what I wanted to represent of me. So I have invested. And now I'm reaping the benefit of my investments. Wow. Because I was able to invite those producers that doesn't want to take a chance and to come and see what I do. And it was the best thing, because after that, I was now being called Barbados Jazz Festival, St. Lucia Jazz Festival, Montreal Jazz Festival. But it started off with me investing and showing them the level of what is it I wanted to produce. So so that was the whole idea, is you got to be true to yourself. You got to let your music, and we contribute here. I mean, we're bringing something. I'm bringing South Africa or Africa to Canada. Yeah. Not everybody can travel to South Africa. Mm-hmm. So I always use that phrase, let's take a road trip. Let's go to Africa through my music. So that's what's been working.
I hope, like Mr. NTAKA was saying, I hope the upcoming artists, the upcoming actors and all that, they learn from this, because really they do try to imitate. As soon as they land here, they want to imitate what's going on here instead of staying true to themselves, to what they're doing. Because I do believe that, Mongezi, as you're saying, I do believe that there is a market for uniqueness of Africa in the Americas, like in Canada, America, everywhere. I think there is a hunger and a market for what we bring. So let's go back to your project together. What is your project? What is your project? Just sell it to us so that we can consume it.
Well, Mongezi will add to that more. Like, Mongezi has produced about 4 or 5 of my albums. Mm-hmm. And, anybody can make a CD, right? Anybody can go and make a CD. It's no big deal. And I was fortunate because I had a record company, But these record companies today, things have changed. It's not like it used to be. Nobody's promoting anything. They just put it out there and that's it, That's it. So during the COVID, I said to Mongezi, hey, Mongezi, we have to figure out, because now you're doing self-inventory. Mm-hmm. You're looking, when you come to my house, you'll think it's a museum with all the awards that I've received, So I was a chance to sit back. I'm like, Lorraine, you did okay, People have acknowledged you for what you do. You have earned the respect of the arts community in a recognition of what they've been giving me by having all these awards. Now what's next? Nice. So Mongezi said, Queen, calls me Queen. Everybody calls me Queen.
I want to call her Queen from now on.
Take a different direction, He said, everybody sing about Route 66. People sing about Georgia on my mind. People sing about New York, New York. My mother sang about Sophia Town. He said, let's do a song about Polokwane. I'm like, Polokwane. So it was almost introducing me too to the history of the country, of the places. So Polokwane is a beautiful song. It's laid back. It is quiet. It is calm. It tells the story. This is why we wanted to do the video, because the image of what you see of the video describes like the lyrics of the song. So it goes hand in hand. So it's not just singing a pretty song and then you may imagine it differently. So the image kind of goes together with the song. And it really made me appreciate my voice. Because as I mentioned before, I was a dancer. Everything was fast, moving. You got to move. Nobody really listened to your voice. And I must say, I've had so many nice, pleasant comments, especially from home, friends, and those who know my mom, who said, boy, your voice is sounding so much like your mom's voice now. It's because I am calmer. I'm listening to myself. I'm listening. And so Mongezi is like, this is direction, Queen, we have to take. Let's sing songs that we can tell the story about. Not just singing and dancing and having all that rhythm. It's nice to have that. But,
let's tell the story.
Let's tell the story.
Wow. Mongezi, the concept, it just came out to you? Or?
I think part of it, though, you have to realize that coming from a space where I've worked with people that have already transitioned, that have passed on. People like Dube, people like Hugh Masekela, people like Jonas Gwangwa, all these people. And what bothers me a lot with African culture is that we do not celebrate and preserve our history. If you look at European culture, when they talk about classical music, they're always going to talk about the great classical composers, Beethoven. They talk about all of them. When it comes to their theater, they talk about Shakespeare. From 400 years ago, people still celebrate it. But in South Africa, the artists that were just here about 10, 15 years ago, they're already forgotten, like Lorraine Klassen. The young people don't even know who they are. So who are we as a people when we don't even like celebrate our own traditions, our own culture? So the only way I told Lorraine that part of it, you as the daughter of Tante Klassen, is to make sure that you take that initiative. And she has always done that. She didn't have to wait for me to tell her that, but just to reassure her that, look, Lorraine, it's your responsibility that your mother's legacy and the people that she worked with, that she was friends with, like Miriam Makeba, Dori Ratebe, Dorote Masuka, all these people, they are great composers. So in that tradition, make sure that we keep that tradition, make sure we celebrate them. Sometimes we do some of their songs, which Lorraine did about 10 years ago. She won a Juno, which is sort of like a Grammy in Canada, for a tribute to Miriam Makeba. So I said, this is the direction that we have to do in terms of make sure that we can pass on this legacy. Even her grandkids they're not musicians, but the more they hear about these people, the style, how, oh, you sound like your mother. That's what a lot of people are saying. And when the grandkids hear that, they'll even be more curious about their grandmother. How does grandmother sound? And they get to listen to more and more of their grandmother's music. But I think our problem as African people is that our history is always more like folklore. We do not celebrate it in big splash, like how Europeans do it, whether it's classical music, theater, and all that. We forget ours. They're gone. Now it's Mama Piano, and we're just celebrating these people's bubblegum. Next year, it'll be something else. No, we can do that. We have to continue. We don't have to stay in one place. But I think we have to celebrate. So that's why this direction of celebrating the whole culture, going to Polokwane. Next time, maybe we might go to the Eastern Transvaal, Mpumalanga. Next time, we might go to the Eastern Cape. Next time, we might do like maybe go to Mafikeng. All these places where we can actually celebrate the culture and tell the stories and just put the beautiful music behind it.
That's what I was about to ask, because I know the Queen was born in Soweto.
Thokoza.
Oh, in Thokoza.
Oh. That's why Mongezi wrote the song Thokoza Station. It's because we always associate, and I was also guilty of that. Could make it easier. People said some Soweto, and I would just agree.
Okay.
But I am from Thokoza.
From Thokoza.
Yeah, the Thokoza.
I know Thokoza. I'm an East Rand. I'm from Tembisa.
Oh, so we're like neighbors.
So we're all East Renders.
Yes, we're all East Renders, yes. And all the great artists came from the East Rand.
Wow. You know, because we always think everything big comes from Soweto. That is why we just attach you guys with Soweto, from Thokoza.
So we have to change it.
We have to change that. Wow. So what I was going to ask was, South Africa is a small country, but it's diverse. How did it work out to go to Polokwane? Did it work out fine? Did you understand? Especially Mongezi, I think you're from the Cape somewhere.
My dad came from the Cape, but I was born in Wattville, in Benoni, in the Eastern. In Wattville.
We are neighbors. We are neighbors.
Boksburg. Yeah,
in Boksburg.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I lived in Tembisa on Lekaneng Street.
Right.
Yes, I lived in Tembisa for a little while, for maybe a couple of years.
Okay.
But I think going to Polokwane was it was a beautiful experience for Lorraine.
Beautiful experience.
I had been there many times with like a duvet way back in the 80s. We used to travel, they used to call it Petersburg in those days.
Yeah, Petersburg back then, yeah.
Yeah, so we sort of, I said to Lorraine, the beautiful thing about working with Lorraine, like I said, that we have, in this country, they call it chemistry. But I think for us, it's what you call just being realistic about what we're trying to do. So when I mentioned that, look, after we record in Johannesburg, we have to travel to Polokwane to do the video. And since all these projects are self-funded, we always have to say that if you have to spend all this money, why not just do the video in Johannesburg? Yeah, but Lorraine is open and says, no, let's spend the money, because the thing is that if you do it the right way, if we get the visuals in Polokwane, not do a video, sing about Polokwane, and then the next thing you're doing the video somewhere in the townships in around Johannesburg. It doesn't do justice, because you're missing out the people, the beauty of the people of Polokwane. So we drove to Polokwane for a couple of days. We were there for 2 days. And Lorraine worked hard. She was working almost like 18 to 20 hours a day doing the video. going
And
out to the
I
market.
was driving.
Wow.
I was doing the driving. Mongezi know me as a very good driver.
He's
witnessed me.
And thanks, Mongezi, for putting it out there, because I was following you. I was following everything you guys were doing, and I was very, very proud of it. That's why I contacted you. I said, man, I need to talk to you about these projects that you guys are doing.
Nice.
But I'm very proud. Even right now, I don't know whether to be humble or to be proud of myself to be sitting with two great people in the entertainment industry. Mongezi has been playing all over Africa, all over South Africa with the likes of the Lucky Tube and all that, and the Queen over here. Wow, it's a pleasure. So how is the project being received? How the program the project being received?
Oh, it's amazing. I'm being 2 weeks now here in Montreal, and you should see the welcoming. I mean, I did CBC radio stations from both in the French and in the English. I've been sending it out to my friends, of course. I'm having some upcoming concert. I'm also going to the Yukon. Now, the Yukon is the coldest. Where's the Yukon, Lydia? I'm asking my daughter. But it's in the coldest part. And that's where the indigenous people are.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, when they booked me to come there, everybody's talking about the cold. I said, you missed the point. You're focusing on the cold. It's cold right now. I'm cold. But the people of the Yukon very rarely had an opportunity maybe to hear my music and for me to hear their stories. So I am fascinated and I'm excited about new discoveries. Because if you look for faults in things, you're going to find them. I'm not looking for anything. That I said at this point, we worked very hard. This is a kind of music that must be shared with everybody. It tells the story about Polokwane. Maybe someday somebody will write a song about the Yukon, inspire somebody to write a song about where you are from, And then I'm coming back International Women's Day. We'll be talking about these great women like Otori Ratebe, Dorothy Masuku, Abigail Kupega, Sophie Mtrina, my mom, Tandi Klassen, and I'm still standing. So, their stories will be forever told. That's why interviews are very important.
Yes.
Because you are able to
telling the story.
You can always play this over again.
Over and over again. Wow.
But when you go in the studio and you go and you make your interview, it is finished, dead and gone.
Africa USA Radio, we still have the cream of the crop here in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
We have
to come and perform there. We have to figure out, I'm very good in, just have to give us the name, who do we contact, and I make things happen,
That was my next question to Mongezi. Africa USA Unity Events wants to put this thing together. How we need to do it together, Mr. Mongezi, here in the US?
It's easy because the beautiful thing about myself and Lorraine, we have a duo. So sometimes for smaller production, for African promoters, producers, it's very expensive to run a show.
Yes.
But Lorraine and I do a duo, an acoustic guitar and voice. That's as good as anything. So the expenses are not as high. We just the two of us are able to do a show, like a whole show. We do that all the time. We travel. We have done that everywhere in Grenada. We have done it in Barbados. We have done it in Trinidad. We have done it even here in the United States. So to be able to do it, don't think about the cost. To be thinking about this big production that has all these. Sometimes you don't need that, but our audience wants to listen at universities where you are in Tennessee
and universities.
Talk to the university. I would like to bring in 2 artists that can do a workshop and perform and do this. Do those that can, and you can partner with them, schools or maybe a local church that has a kind of a concert series. We're coming in to kind of educate, because it's not just about performance. We need people to know about South Africa, while being entertained, and also being able to hear songs like, love songs don't have to be about a boy and a girl. Polokwane is a love song. It's a romantic song.
It's a romantic song.
Yes, it talks about this beautiful place. And so we can do all these shows without having to worry about a big production. You can do just the two of us, just me and Lorraine. all these things can be organized.
It's
and
done.
Sometimes, not to cut you, sometimes it's also nice, my brother. It's not just us coming in. Maybe we get a very good local percussionist, you know, a local musician, a good percussion. So then it's also that feeling of somebody local is part of that.
It's part of the big
instead of us, we just coming there. But if it's a great percussionist or somebody that we know, join us on that. So there's an interchange, because when people feel they themselves are also going to be part of the project, they want to talk about it more, because now they feel they too are performing. Not because I know we always complain about people coming to places and they perform and they leave. So I don't like that concept about doing the same thing. You go to a place, you come and you perform, you get paid, and you leave. Make sure at least, that's why even to South Africa, I said to Mongezi, this project that we did, when we go home, we have to use the musicians live performing. The same people, or most of them are people, or some of the musicians that were part of this project, to put them on the stage live with us.
Nice.
So it's not just us coming and leaving, but they also find that they're involved in that. So,
Tell us more about the names of the project that you got, and then so where can we find it so that people can start looking for it. But I think the show is done. I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, you have, and I go back. Don't ever think, because sometimes we sabotage ourselves by overthinking, and things don't get done. That's what I told you at the beginning. When people told me I couldn't do it, I did it. I didn't know how, but I did it. But if I listened too much to the negative, it's going to cost so much, you'll never do something.
You never do anything.
Bring it out there and let the people decide. And they kept on coming. I mean, my shows are always sold out. Half the time up there, have no idea what it is. You say, yes. And it's always like Mongezi, it's an audience participation. We involve the audience. So when people leave, they're leaving refreshed with what's happening in the world, all the negativity. Everything is so sad and bad out there. Music is very therapeutic. It makes you happy. It can make you sad. Either way, it's going to evoke some emotions. So when we go, every place we go to, we want to see people walking in happy. We want to see them leaving happy, or coming without knowing what they may expect. But all we do know is that when they leave, everybody leaves with a good feeling.
U.S. residents, you've heard it yourself. It's on play. Here they come. Lorraine and Mongezi NTAKA. We're gonna make it happen, and we trust that you're gonna support. You're gonna come and support the African way, the African beat. And the jazz beat. It's gonna be great. Mongezi, tell us all the platforms where we can find you and Lorraine, so that people, if they want to contact you, if people want to be part of what you are doing, if people want to come to the events, where can they find you?
So they can find us online through social media, or they can find Lorraine Klassen on Facebook. They can find me on Facebook. They can also go to lorraineklassen.com. But also we have ngomazetu.com, ngomazetu, NGOMA, and then zetu, ZETHU.com, which is our company, our production company, our label that we are producing the music. We are distributing the music. But the music is available. Polokwane is available on Apple Music, Amazon, all the digital platforms, Spotify. You can stream it. It's available. And it's not just the one song. There's another song called Chokoza Station, the one that Lorraine was talking about.
Okay.
And then there's another one called Sizo Shai So that we collaborated with the young people, Piano producers. It's very up-tempo. And we are available to perform anywhere, especially Black History Month coming up. Doing workshops at schools, performing to local students, but also just educating the public in general about the history, the culture, the music of South Africa and Southern Africa and Africa in general. So we are available to do quite a lot of work here in the United States.
She's a legend, my people. Lorraine Klassen. She's a household name. So please, let's support him. Let's support her. Let's support Ingoma Zethu industry, Ingoma Zethu business, partnering with NTAKA. Mongezi NTAKA. You're going to find them at all on all platforms, social media platforms, and the music is available in all digital platforms. Also, I think it's also on YouTube as well, right?
Yes, it's on YouTube as well. It's on YouTube as well. And it's everywhere on social media. You can just look for Lorraine Klassen Polokwane, Quintessential African Story, and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by here at Africa USA Radio. We love you. We love your work. We love your craft. And you're not going to be strangers now. We're going to be calling you every now and then so that you can tell us more about the new upcoming project or new shows that like you. What else you got on your plate right now, Lorraine? Traveling is
yes.
So that
actually,
people can follow you.
My suitcase is packed. Tomorrow I'm flying off to flying back to London, and then I've got to Toronto. There's this big show coming up in Toronto with the Ugovango orchestra. They're like an African symphony orchestra.
Wow!
But I'm invited as a cameo appearance. So it's going to be very traditional. They play those big drums and so just selecting the proper song. I'm going to wait for my Polokwane. I don't want to perform it live yet. I wait for the right setting.
The right setting.
To be able to have those violins and have the harp. And so, I'm keeping that. So I'm using all this platform that I have to continue to promote this new music. Because that's our thing. It's not a record company that put money. We put in our own money.
Your own money. Wow.
So, like I said, we invested. And so we know when a child is born, it's a bit slow, right? It's going to take time. But persistency, remember, endurance, to be persistent and to believe in your art.
Wow.
To be excited about what you're doing.
We got a lot of listeners in UK. We got a lot of listeners in London. She's coming for you. She's coming to you. Get around and make sure you support Lorraine Klassen, the daughter. I don't know if she likes to go under the shadow of a late mother, but the daughter of Tandy Klassen.
She will always be. I'll always be the daughter. Before I forget, when my mother used to come and visit me, they used to say, "Who's that?" But they said, "Oh, that's Tandy Klassen. That's Lorraine's mother."
Okay.
And when I'm in South Africa, Bati, who's that? That's Tandy's daughter.
Wow.
So we complimented
each other.
Wow. Everything I've done, I've earned it.
Praise.
Not under the shadow of my mom, but the wonderful gift I've inherited from my mom. She'll be with me until the end of my days.
Lorraine Klassen, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mongezi, we love you, man. Take
pleasure.
care. I'll see you soon. I'll be in DC. I'll tell you when, but I'm coming to DC pretty soon. And I'll try to have a Nando's with you.
Ooh. Yes. Let's do that. We have a date. We have a date.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Okay,
all right. Take care.
You.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Africa USA Radio. We were having a good time here with the two marvelous people who are really doing great things in the entertainment industry. MONGEZI NTAKA and Lorraine Klassen. Stay tuned on this program. Next program is gonna be KK Lipofolo doing the interview with me in the next hour. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, play the music. Don't forget.
Play the music.
Play that music.
We will.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.